Town guys, they're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. That's fielded in the end zone. Philip Dorsett by himself. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. That kickoff return, 104 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Quick pass out to Miller. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Bring it. Bring it. Watch twins. Watch twins. I got it. I got it. Now let's go.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Jason.
Picked off by Jason McCourty. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at the 20. Sony Michel, his first carry. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it here. This is James White. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Brady going to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And
good catch, James White.
The 30. It's a big play there for the Patriots. And even 50 yards. So now the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Brady gives to Michelle. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
That was personal, if anything.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Hey, Charlie.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. It's complete. James White. And out of bounds right around the 20. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
50. Sugar.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
Hey, Delta.
55, Mike, 55. Go. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. This is caught. It's Julian Edelman. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they will run it with Michelle. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and they converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays.
Man, that's so weak. Good one, though.
Good one. 10, touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, an 80-yard touchdown, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
Way to get it back!
From what you did before, because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters, because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, it's Brady. Dorsett making the catch. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pick up there of 20 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to get to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Carolina did that against Denver. They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Brady to throw. Flush to his right.
Get out of here, man!
It's intercepted.
You gotta be kidding me!
With a pick.
Get it way over there. You know where to get that
Guys
back.
will get the football back. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. It's a gain of 7, and it's a 2nd down. Now it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. 26.
A shotgun snap
Give me
to
that.
Watson. And then
Let's
we'll
go.
set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Check 53. Check 55 to Mike. What we got? What we got? What we got? Regular.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. When they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Contain.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. There's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys,
So we
you
got to
help
spot
dig this
him when he
hole.
can run, man.
See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Watson on first down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Where's Hobson?
Hey, check Mike 21. Go, go.
Out of the gun, Watson. On the move to his left. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 23 yards on the second run.
They did it.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take it.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Hey, check Mike 59. Check Mike 21.
Here's Watson.
Good throw.
He's caught.
I saw it, too.
Texans. Darren Fells. As the first
You know,
half is
it's
winding
harming for you,
down,
though,
as
man.
his guys are back within a single score. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
The final shot before half for Brady. That's complete to White. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just
Texans touchdown.
Good footwork.
Lamar Miller, 75 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Hey, 66.
Again, it's Michelle. That one good for 13 at a New England first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Wait, 20.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
Shoot. Check it. Wait, 28.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. 18 big yards on that one, and a New England first down. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
And it's Michelle once again.
Evelyn, who you block,
Follow up
man?
the game by only getting one there on 2nd down.
I had to make that
Makes
myself.
another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player as well as a physical specimen.
Let's go one more.
Mike 55.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. He's going to let this go for the end zone.
Damn.
Oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And a big... Turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Fight for me.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last
true.
time.
That's true.
That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Come on,
Well, so
G.
many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. They'll find Mello. That's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Watson. They go screen pass to Hyde. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
You go.
We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston, all even as we get ready to start the 4th.
58's the money. 58's the money.
They gonna need some therapy after this.
To throw again on second down. Watson, he's going to air one out.
Oh, that boy. I know you mad at that one, bro. I would have threw my controller at the screen. I ain't lied to you.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out.
Bro, I know you heated at that one, bro. I know you mad at that.
Forget the underneath route. They look for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Sliding out of the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 45-yard line.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Now a first down throw. Watson. This is Miller. Complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Watson. He'll buy some time right.
They got to
let him hit him. They got to let him get to him. Shape now for third.
Let him get to him.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the gun, here's Watson.
Ooh, good route, good route.
Completion to Hopkins. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 25-yard line.
Good route.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots.
He knew that blitz was coming until he had to do it.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Watson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Watson now to throw. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch. That one
I'm trying to lay him out.
20 in a first down.
He's got to make him drop that ball.
That's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in the game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
Giving it to him.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work.
From the gun, a give to Hyde. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it...
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown. And they've broken our tie here in the final minute. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Mike, 380. I'm going to run you over. Go on. No, 66. Hey, Alpha.
Check 55 to Mike. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Mike, quick, what are you doing?
Brady to throw. And
I
that's
got
going to be
that.
incomplete. A lot of contact, no
Come
call.
on, man.
It's third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw, and that's caught inside the 30. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
I'll be ready to go, man.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Watch the run. Watch the run. 41 to Mike. 41 to Mike. Check 41. Here it comes.
Back to throw, Brady. And this is caught. It's Edelman. 23 yards on the play. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began, still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
55 Mike, 55.
I smell fear now. 450.
To throw is Brady. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Well, win it right now. Have the momentum. Go ahead and get
Go.
it done.
And it is caught.
Stop him from getting in field goal range.
They've taken the lead. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away.
Come on, man. Somebody get a
And
turnover.
no return on this one. It's a fair catch. A signal for and take it. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. A well-executed 22-yard gain. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Check 34. 29.
Watson.
Give me that! Give me that!
Pressure there as it's intercepted.
Good game, though,
Picked
bro.
up by Jonathan Jones.
Good game. I would have threw it to Hopkins to be
They
honest.
come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. And they're going to try to eat some clock with Michelle. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I'll tell you what, it has not been with a whole lot of frequency over the last couple of decades or so that teams have come into New England and escaped with a victory. But that's what happened here.
It almost doesn't feel real, does it?
We've seen it so few times.
That actually happened, right? We saw it. They came out of there with a win. And on the other side, in that locker room, you know what they're saying? We didn't really lose. Time just ran out on us. That's the attitude they have because they don't see it happen very often. Not even sure how to handle it.
And you see some stunned faces heading for the exits here in New England. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long from Houston.
Man, he had 300. That was a hell of a good game.